She died before she saw how far it reached, and it reached further because of that. Florence Scovel Shinn died in 1940. She was 69 years old. That same year, her final book, The Secret Door to Success, was published. She never saw the full scale of what she had built. She never saw the 3 continents. She never saw the millions of readers who would come after her. The game kept running without her. The ships kept coming in over a calm sea long after she was gone. Most people believe that you must be present to win. Shinn proved otherwise. The law does not stop when the teacher stops. The game does not end when the player leaves the table. She spent 28 years testing the law, writing it down, speaking it to anyone who would listen. Then she died. And the law kept working. You have been operating under a different assumption. You believe that if you stop pushing, everything will collapse. You believe that your effort is what holds your life together. You believe that without your constant striving, the ships will stop coming in. Shinn's life says the opposite. Her ships kept coming after she was gone. The game has been running since before you arrived. You did not choose to enter it. There was no moment when someone handed you the rulebook and said, "Here, this is how it works." You arrived and the game was already in motion. Every word you spoke became a move. Every fear you rehearsed became a move. Every silent wish you held in your chest, every complaint you repeated, every doubt you entertained before sleep, all of it was a move. You were playing before you knew you were playing. That is the gap most people never close. Not the gap between effort and reward. The gap between accident and intention. Between playing without knowing and playing with full awareness of what the game requires. The game board was already laid out. The pieces were already moving. You arrived at the table and picked them up without reading the rules, and then wondered why the results felt random. They were not random. They were precise. The law was responding to every move you made. You just did not know you were making them. Every year of confusion, every door that opened and then closed, every plan that almost worked, none of it was the law failing you. It was the law responding to instructions you had not chosen to give. Accident is still instruction. The subconscious records everything. It has been recording yours since before you knew the game existed. Shinn spent 15 years illustrating other people's books. She spent years in silence after her divorce. She spent years testing the law alone in her apartment before she ever spoke it to another person. She did not know in those years that her books would still be read a century later. She did not know that her words would reach people she would never meet. She kept playing anyway, not because she could see the result, because she had learned the rules and she obeyed them whether anyone was watching or not. You have been playing the game your whole life. The only difference now is that you know it. What you do next is the first move you will make on purpose. Most people believe they must fight for what they want. They believe struggle is the price of admission. They believe that if they are not exhausted, they are not trying hard enough. Shinn found the opposite. She wrote it plainly, "One's ships come in over a calm sea. Not a stormy sea. Not a sea fought through or earned by force. A calm sea. The state that arrives when resistance is finally released. When you stop managing the outcome and trust the law you have already set in motion." Think about the most peaceful moment you have experienced. Not the moment you won. Not the moment you achieved. The moment you stopped fighting. The moment you let go. What arrived after that moment? For most people, the thing they had been pushing toward arrived the moment they stopped pushing. That is not coincidence. That is the law responding to a sea that finally went calm. The fighting is the storm. The storm is what keeps the ships offshore. Your fear, your need to control, your belief that effort alone is what moves the law, that is the weather you create. The ships cannot dock in a storm. They wait. They circle. They stay just beyond the horizon until the sea is ready to receive them. Shinn's calm sea is not passivity. It is not giving up. It is alignment. It is the state where you are no longer fighting the current. so the current can finally carry you where you are meant to go. The ships were already on the water. The only thing that decides when they arrive is the state of the sea you keep. The reframe most people never reach. The struggle you believe is earning you the result is actually the thing postponing it. You are not behind because you have not worked hard enough. You are behind because you have not rested long enough. The law does not respond to effort. It responds to alignment. Effort without alignment is a man rowing against the tide. Alignment without effort is the tide carrying him home. The game board, the pieces still in motion, the law still running, does not need you to fight. It needs you to stop blocking what is already moving toward you. Here is what that looks like in a life. Shinn's books are still in print today, 85 years after she died. No one is managing them. No one is pushing them forward. The law she wrote about does not stop when the writer stops. She obeyed it while she was here, and the obedience outlasted her. She did not manage the law. She trusted it. And the law kept working long after she could no longer see it work. That is the final lesson. Not how to speak the right words or prepare the right ditches or buy the right coat. The final lesson is simpler and harder than all of those. Trust that what you have already set in motion will arrive, when the sea is calm enough to let it. You have been holding on to things that need to be released. The fear that if you stop pushing, everything will collapse. The belief that your effort is the only thing keeping your life together. The need to control outcomes you were never meant to control. You have been keeping the sea stormy, and then wondering why the ships have not arrived. Think about the thing you have been fighting the hardest. The outcome you have been trying to force. The person you have been trying to change. The door you have been ramming with your shoulder when the law is waiting for you to simply turn the handle. What if you stopped? What if you let the sea go calm? What if you trusted that the ships are already on the water, and the only thing keeping them offshore is the storm you keep making? The game board after the player stops fighting looks different than the one the fighter sees. The pieces move freely. The law responds without resistance. The ships come in. Not because you fought harder. Because you finally stopped. The game does not reward the one who exhausts themselves. It rewards the one who releases. You have done enough fighting. You have spoken the word. You have prepared the ground. You have obeyed the law as far as you could see it. Now there is only one move left. Let the sea go calm. The ships are already on their way. You were always enough. You were always enough. You were always enough.